All right, what's going on, Banter fan? Welcome into the Tuesday edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we will be diving into the crypto gaming markets today. And kind of just like yesterday, today's topic is not too positive. We're going to be taking a look at the Jewel locked exploit, which the team could potentially be behind. We'll go through all of their posts describing exactly what the exploit was, the wallet address discrepancy, and potentially the connection from some of the devs to a past project, which was a potential rug. There's a lot of layers here with the DeFi Kingdoms exploit, and I want to fill you in on my opinions. As we all know, trust in the Web3 space is everything. When you lose trust in a project or lose trust in a team, you start to see charts that look like this when people start to leave the economy. As you see, the DeFi Kingdoms token over the last month has done nothing but dump, as the locked jewel exploit has allowed locked jewel to be dumped on the open market over the course of the last couple of months. So without further ado, we'll cover that in this edition. Let's get in the game.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know we gon' play, but ain't a percent. If you ain't here to hustle, why is you here? But if you here to hustle, the moon is near. It's crypto Banter, not financial advice. If you don't listen, what's the cost, what's the price? This ain't a game, put you on game. I know we gon' play, but ain't here to play. If you get lost, show you the way.
All right, and let's get right into it. And I want to go into the couple of posts that the DeFi Kingdoms team put out, which was in regards to the locked jewel exploit. So as we see right now, there is an issue where mining locked jewels via the mining quest can be unfairly augmented by transferring all locked jewels between multiple accounts, allowing more heroes than intended to mine locked jewel at the same exact time. So if you don't know the way that DeFi Kingdoms has been set up, the rewards on the APRs and the rewards on the yield farms have divided into locked rewards and unlocked rewards, locked jewel and unlocked jewel. Well, the point of that is to keep a healthy half of the liquidity locked up as if it was vested rewards over time, and they will gradually unlock over time. Well, there was an exploit that was allowing wallets to potentially dump locked jewel tokens, which should not have been unlocked yet, but which were exploited and unlocked. They were able to dump these tokens on the open market. We have run multiple internal analysis and calculated the number of locked jewels being collectively unlocked in this mechanism is just shy of 12K. So 12,000 jewel tokens were exploited in just the past 12 hours. This was on the 28th of April, so just a few days back. By comparison, the total number of locked jewels being mined by the quest is many times that number, and the number of jewels being earned via the gardening quests are much higher. But things took a little more of a turn. So it wasn't just an exploit, it wasn't just an error. This became a much bigger deal as one of the lead developers, FriskyFox, comes in, and there has been a discrepancy in the white paper with the initial liquidity address. So as you see here, there's a wallet address that was listed to have provided the initial liquidity into the Harmony 1 and Jewel pools. The investment came from a personal connection, he says, for $15,000 to be paired with the jewels for the Jewel 1 pool on launch night. And as we see, this is the wallet that actually has been participating in most of the exploits. So as we see, this person has played the game, recompounded, added additional liquidity, staked in the jeweler, bought heroes, went on quests, etc. The contingency that was placed on this user, or the connection that was involved to bring the initial liquidity, was that he could not withdraw his Jewel 1. Well, you have to understand, if he was farming since the very beginning of the game, he has so many Jewel tokens. So this wallet address has been exploiting and unlocking these tokens for months. And the problem here was that the team has been aware of this exploit, even though they tried to say that they haven't been aware of it. This has been going on since January, are the rumblings in the community. And you can go back and see the smart contracts that show the transactions back to January where they are dumping the tokens. And as we see here, They kind of say that they apologize for the white paper discrepancy, but that's pretty unacceptable to include a false wallet address. Apparently, this wallet address doesn't even exist, according to some people. There are no transactions on the entire wallet. So as we see here, they say that they apologize for the white paper discrepancy and that they want to move forward and rebuild the trust with their team. Well, this is a massive problem. And as we see here, in response to the allegations, if anyone believes there is a friend involved here, according to Petrify, who is a part of the DFK DAO, so the DFK, Decentralized Autonomous Organization that runs alongside DeFi Kingdoms, that participates very heavily in DeFi Kingdoms, says, if you believe that this is a quote unquote friend, then I have a bridge to sell you. And I also have heard other reports and suggest that you remove Fox from the team. I fully believe DFK can turn it around, but the foundations are built on lies. So a very interesting sentiment from someone who is a part of the DFK DAO, as mentioned, a very active member of the DFK community over time, who is throwing this sentiment towards the game. And we've seen the TVL take massive hits over 1 month. Obviously, with the chain launching, that factors into. On Harmony, DeFi Kingdoms has lost 60% of its TVL in a month and 30% of its TVL over the last 7 days. On their own blockchain, they have lost 80% of TVL over the last 30 days and 30% down on the TVL over the last 7 days. So a ton of money and a ton of trust is leaving this ecosystem due to the exploited unlocked tokens that have been getting dumped onto the market. And from, the team, from FriskyFox to Dreamer, I do think there are trustworthy members of the team. I've actually met a couple of the members of the team in January here. So I do think from my interactions with the team that, they do seem like solid guys, solid developers. And I don't know FriskyFox personally, but whenever you read something like this, and we'll go back, and you read, just trying to basically deflect the issue, we apologize for putting a false wallet address in the white paper, but then you see that this wallet has been dumping locked jewel tokens on the open market over and over again. So, there's a big issue here with the trust in DeFi Kingdoms. And as you see, the chart indicates that, because in cryptocurrency, there are so many anonymous teams. There are so many dox teams. There are so many meme coins, DeFi protocols, crypto games, metaverses. So you really have to, you have to really be precise when you're selecting a project, vetting a project, etc. So whenever you are taking a look at something like DeFi Kingdoms and a team that, is out there and very active in the community, but they are they knew about this exploit. And FriskyFox has also been linked to a previous potential rug, which was called Loopswap. So there's a team of serial ruggers that people say that could have been involved in the starting of the DeFi Kingdoms project, including FriskyFox. So all of that considered, it really boils down to a very toxic situation within the DeFi Kingdoms community. And, we've seen very, very high volatility with DeFi Kingdoms. We started at $8, it drops down to $6, goes all the way up to $22 here in January. If you've been farming the whole time, you made a killing during this time period. And same kind of thing here. When we prepped you for this move, it was definitely a short-term, big-time buy the rumor, sell the news event here. When you take a look at the momentum that the DeFi Kingdoms chain brought to the Jewel token, as we see here, it goes from $3.90 up to $12, $11.32. So this thing pumps, 3.5, I would say 3x on the way up here. And then after the chain launched, notably, it started dipping. But this was also on top of those locked jewel tokens that have been going on the market over and over. And, nobody cared when it was up here. Nobody cared when it was up here. But once they saw the token relentlessly dumping on the market, people in the community got a little sketchy and they started thinking, what's happening here? This seems like a little extra volume that's coming through the market. This seems like a little extra volatility. Jewel is doing nothing but dump every single day. So they really started to put their thinking caps on, their tinfoil hats, their Sherlock Holmes pipe, and they started figuring out the details, and they found the discrepancy in the white paper, and they found the locked jewel exploit that has been going on for months. So what is my opinion on DeFi Kingdoms going forward? I think that if you are on the sidelines on DeFi Kingdoms, I would not advise hopping into this project today or anytime in the future, until they establish that trust back. If you've been farming since the very beginning, you've rode the ups and the downs, and you're still in the yield farms, now is not the time to be selling. On the contrary, if you bought anywhere up here, if you bought anywhere up here, it makes absolutely no sense for you to go sell your tokens at $2, despite what is going on in the ecosystem. So in conversations and in the Discord, when guys like Dreamer come in, he's one of the more trustworthy members in the community from the DeFi Kingdoms team. And I think that, as long as FriskyFox takes a little bit of a step back on his leadership and his development with the project, I think that they could instill a little more trust in their community overall, because, it's a tough situation for a lot of people who could have bought up here or who could have bought up here, and now they're down potentially 90% on their investment if they have been holding since these levels. We're looking at $2 Jewel today. And all of these factors considered, and the trust factors, I would not get into DeFi Kingdoms as a new player today. If you are farming and you have been in since very high levels, there are no point to sell your tokens. But let's just say you took profit. So I always preach here, if your coins double, let's say $1,000 is your initial investment. Let's just say, for easy purposes, you put $1,000 in. Let's just say that your bag 2x's, right? So you should take out that $1,000. Then your principal is out. You still have that $1,000 in the position that can ride up, and you have secured your position. Anything that comes down and you take out is still profit. And then you reloaded $1,000 more bags in stable coins, whether you want to redeploy it in a next project, or you just keep it on the sidelines and keep it as sheer profit. Put it in an Anchor protocol for 18%, whatever you choose to do. So that's my profit taking strategy. So when this was occurring here, I absolutely was taking profit from $3.90 to $7 to $10. But I'm still farming in DeFi Kingdoms because I'm a big fan of DeFi. I'm a big fan of their protocol. But this has really caused a hiccup. And even in my conviction in DeFi Kingdoms, I am not selling. I am not getting out of my position. I have been riding this thing since, here, like in December and January. Like, we have been in since very high levels. It really paid off here. We were able to take massive profits. But now I'm going to keep farming my tokens. There's no point for me to sell my tokens at $2 when I can just keep on accumulating locked jewel and locked crystal on both Serendale and Crystal Vale. So to summarize, once again, this is not an ecosystem that you are on the sidelines and you want to ape into today. If you are in the ecosystem and you bought at higher levels, there is no point in selling. And if you have taken profits along the way, you could potentially take a look at your bags and potentially say, I might want to remove my risk from this project. I have made my profits. So there's really three levels. There's really three levels that you could go with there. I see someone saying, no, you should be buying here. Sure, if you still believe in the project, if you think that they can turn this trust issue around, sure, I think that this is definitely a good buy. Don't get me wrong. If that's your mentality, if you think that the trust is going to go back into the community, if you think that DeFi Kingdoms can pull out of this rut and this exploit drama that they have going on with FriskyFox, etc., sure, it looks like a fantastic opportunity to enter. But as someone who's already in the game, I've taken profits along the way. I've been farming jewel, farming crystal, etc. I'm going to stay put personally. But I just kind of gave all my opinions on if you're on the sidelines, if you're already in, or, if you've taken profits along the way, what you should potentially be looking to do. And last but not least, let's end it on a positive note. Because I've been looking forward to the Fantom Network NFT project for a long time. And they actually just yesterday, I believe, yesterday, partnered up with NeoTokyo, another one of my most active, my profile picture on Twitter. So obviously I have high conviction for NeoTokyo, partnering up with Fantom Network, which I've been waiting for the drop for a long time. Same exact team from NanoPass, for example. So already have built a very successful product. I'm very much looking forward to Fantom Network. They are picking up a ton of social traction, 419,000 followers here on Twitter. I believe that their Dutch auction is tomorrow. And then also the whitelist sale is the day after. You can catch all that information on their website and on their Medium articles, but I'm very much looking forward to this. And the partnership with NeoTokyo kind of put it over the top for me. So I kind of wanted to put that on your radar. So I'll read a couple comments here. Wrong psychology. Not selling is the same as buying when you take opportunity cost into account. So you not selling means actually advise buying. No, I just explained. I've been in this game since early January. I've taken profits along the way. I have no reason to sell at this point. I have taken my risk. I have gotten my profits. I have farmed a ton of jewel and crystal. For me, there is no reason for me to pull out my bags when I have been consistently farming in the ups and the downs of the market and already have secured my downside. So I disagree with that. And I'm just giving you exactly the way that I would play it out. This is the three ways that I would have played it out. If you're on the sidelines, if you're in but bought at higher levels, or if you had already taken profits. So I'm going to go ahead and hop out of here for today's show, guys. And I will update on a lot of these play-to-earn games coming up. I see a lot of comments about Pegaxi, Cyball, etc. I will touch on all of that. And how about a play-to-earn ecosystem update later this week? I'll go over the health of these play-to-earn projects because we all know with the inflationary aspects of these two-token economies, a lot of them end up suffering the same fates. We'll do an economy update whenever we do our next show here on In the Game. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here for today. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more daily Monday through Friday In the Game shows at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. I will be back. I think we're doing a live stream for the Fed meeting tomorrow. I'm not sure. So if I don't have an In the Game show tomorrow, I will be back on Thursday 100%. But without further ado, I'm going to get out of here for the day, guys. Be sure to subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow or Thursday. Play well, my friends.
Mm-hmm.